Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do something different. We see all these videos about what's in my bag, what's in my purse, and I decided to film a version of that, but I'm doing what's in my gym bag. So today I'm going to show you all of the things that I feel I need personally, and I'll tell you some things that I think you should have for just a regular gym goer and my normal off-season training, and then as well for when I'm in meet prep, depending on what type of meet I'm doing. So if you're interested in seeing what's in my bags, then stay tuned. First things first, I know y'all are probably wondering why I have two bags. As we've addressed in quite a few videos now, I'm extra. I have a bunch of gym bags, but I use this bag to travel always. This is my meat bag when I travel. I love it because number one, it has wheels. Going through the airport, walking for weigh-ins, when you're depleted and exhausted, I'm not trying to carry nothing. So anybody who's ever been in a meet with me or seen me at a meet knows Barbara's coming through with her rolling suitcase. It is what it is. Now on normal gym days, I love this bag. This bag is from Gainz Sports Gear. And the reason I love it is because it actually has pockets for your belt to go on the outside. And I have traveled with this one if I'm not competing, and it makes it easier. You don't know how many times as a power lifter or anybody who carries a weight belt, you'll probably get stopped by security because they're asking, what is that thing in your bag? It looks like a gun. I've had my bag pulled too many times to count, either for the lever on my belt or for something else I'm gonna show you that I have in my bag. So let me stop rambling and show you. Gym bag, meat bag. I'll show you what goes in both, and then I'll show you what's just for the meat. Number one, my belt. Belt is always with me. I did get this one custom made by Pioneer, and this is our team logo, so you know I had to rock it. There are some people who compete and train without a belt. I'm not one of them. I was taught by one of the best coaches in the world, Steve Goggins. When I first started lifting, he was like, you know, that's cute that you can have this beltless PR or whatever, but it's not gonna be cute if you blow your back out. So I am a firm believer in you may not need it, but if you have something that you can use to help protect you under a heavy load, why would you not do it? I do have several belts, but this is usually my meat belt. I either have this one or my SBD lever belt. So belt, both bags. Now I'm gonna start with the meat bag. And again, some of these items go in both, but I'm gonna show you some small things that you probably don't think about before I get to the common sense items. Now some of these might just be me because, you know, I'm a diva. Meet day, I don't wanna be worried about anything. So I pretty much have everything covered from A to Z. Some stuff I'm gonna tell you because I don't wanna show it, but I'll just give you my meet day essentials. Now keep in mind, I am an elite lifter. Last year, I finished number 3 raw in my weight class, and year before, I finished in the top 7 in the world of women when I competed at 165 in knee wraps. I have 8 years of experience, so I'm not a rookie. What I'm telling you, I have found to be legitimate things that work for me and probably a lot of other lifters at my level. So take some notes. Number one, lacrosse ball. I bring it to the gym, I bring it to a meet. If you have something that's knotted anywhere on your body, this is good for helping with shoulders especially, but also if your glutes are tight, this thing works magic. It hurts like hell, but it has gotten me out of a bind. I use it when I train, I use it in the gym, I use it at a meet. Next, some kind of joint, ligament, whatever kind of pain relieving cream. People laugh because when I'm in prep, They're always like, oh, Barbara must be in the gym. I smell Bengay, I smell Aspercream, I smell Tiger Balm. Yes, I'm 38. My elbows sometimes hurt. My shoulders always hurt. I don't want my back to hurt. So I put this stuff on. Some of it's preventative, some of it's sometimes because I actually need it. I recently found this Aspercream spray whenever my back was hurting really bad, and it also helps for my shoulders. This is a pain relieving spray. It numbs. It doesn't really smell as loud as the other ones, but it also has 4% lidocaine in it, so it helps really well with numbing. This is icy hot. Yes, it smells. No, I don't care. I have this, I have Theragesic, I have Tiger Balm, just something. You never know if something is gonna feel tight and you need some kind of ointment to help rub it out. I also always carry a stretch band with me. I have this one, and then I also have like a Monster mini band, but I use these always to help warm up my shoulders. Even when I'm squatting, getting under the bar sometimes is really hard because my shoulders are tight. So I use this to help warm up. I use it to help stretch. This has been a lifesaver, goes in both bags. If you have ever competed, then you know what this is for. If you have not, you're probably laughing, and no, it's not for what you think. Whenever you see somebody deadlifting and you see white stuff all over their thighs, it is baby powder. It is not chalk. We put baby powder on our thighs to help the bar move up our legs easier and not get stuck to our thighs. Y'all have no idea how many times I've seen people rubbing chalk on their thighs, which does the complete opposite. You put chalk on your hands to keep the bar from slipping out of your hands. So if you put chalk on your thighs, guess what's gonna happen? The bar is not gonna wanna slide up. If you're putting baby powder on your legs, this helps it slide up your legs. So guess what happens if you put it on your hands? You're not gonna be able to hold the bar. I always put the baby powder and then I smooth it out with the bottom of the canister, or if I have somebody helping me, then they do it. I don't normally bring this to the gym with me. I normally just wear pants, but a must on meet day. You don't want to be stuck running around looking for somebody who has some. Be prepared. Nose torque. We're not sniffing crack when we're in the back, sniffing something real hard and coming out screaming. This is ammonia. It wakes you up, fires your brain up, fires your body up, and it just gets you hyped. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like you hit this and all of a sudden everything's just like, woo, let's go. So we hit this shit before big lifts to make sure everything's firing and we're ready. Sometimes I feel like it kind of helps calm my nerves a little bit or helps turn things into adrenaline. So nose torque is a must. There's different brands, use whatever you want. I know so many people who on meet day or even at the gym are walking around looking for a butter knife or a screwdriver, because 90% of us, that might be high, but whatever, have lever belts. And those levers are fastened onto our belts with a screw. You might be bloated, you might not have gained all your weight back from your cut, and now your belt doesn't fit right, and you're stuck because you don't have a way to undo it. I always keep this in my bag, meat bag and gym bag. There's one side that is a Phillips, one side that is a flathead. This thing cost me like $5, and then I have like 3 of them because it's essential for me. We also have liquid chalk. I like to use this at the gym, of course, because they complain about chalk getting everywhere, and I get it. But sometimes I'll also have this at meets too, just as a backup, because towards the end of the meet, it starts getting hard to find chalk if the meet directors aren't aware and nobody said anything. So I just like to keep this as a backup. Foam roller. I always bring my own foam roller to a meet. I use this as part of my warm-up, and I don't like having to ask anybody else to use theirs because some people honestly just may not want you to. And then also, I don't know what you've been rubbing on there, and I'm good, fam. I'm gonna use my own. Maybe in an emergency I would do it, but that's why I have this checklist, because I want to make sure I have everything I need. I don't like talking to people on meet day when I'm in my zone, so I don't want to have to go ask for anything. This is an essential for me. I use wrist wraps. I played volleyball in high school, played tennis in high school. I have tendonitis in my right wrist. It's a hot mess. I'm not flexible, so my wrist, it's just always something. I always keep wrist wraps in my bag and definitely have them on meet day. Now, sometimes depending on these wraps, these are usually my comp wraps. I've used these since I started powerlifting. They're the Titan titanium wraps. I personally like it's like a 20-inch wrap. It's not too long, but it's long enough to be able to go around my wrist a couple times. This is one of my favorite pair to train with because one, they're camo. Number two, they also have a different loop where you can actually strap in this way to make them easier to close. Now, some of the stuff I'm showing, again, I'm a powerlifter, I'm a competitor. Different feds have different equipment that they have authorized approval for us to use. So if I show up at a meet with these wrist wraps, these are also Gainz Sports Gear, one of my favorite vendors for equipment, but I keep harassing him to get on our approved vendors list so I can wear his stuff in our meets. But since he's not, this is my gym equipment, and it also helps keep my comp equipment fresher longer so it's not stretched out or worn out. Now, I'm just putting these in here because, like I said, I compete in knee wraps and I also compete raw in sleeves. This is a pair of knee wraps. I only have these in my bag whenever I'm preparing for a meet where I'm competing in wraps. I personally bring more than one pair because depending if I'm warming up, I have one set for warm-ups and then I have another set for when it gets heavy. A lot of competitors do that, but it's not necessary. But knee wraps, depending on what division I'm competing in, you'll see these in my bag from time to time. You guys may laugh, but I also bring some toiletry items to the meet. I personally, you never know what's gonna happen. And the smells in the gym too that you will experience, I don't want to be one of those people that smell. So I always bring deodorants. I even bring a body spray. I bring a brush. I bring makeup wipes. I bring baby wipes. If I feel confident, I'm going to perform better. Women, tampons, pads, you never know. It may not be your time. Sometimes your body under that stress, you never know what's gonna happen. So just always be prepared. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Another essential. I don't know what these things are called. I call it a stick roller. It is a stick. It is hard, it does not bend. But this rolls across your muscles. So when you roll this somewhere and you have a knot, it can bring tears to your eyes. But it is great to use for warming up to help just get some blood flow into your muscles and also to roll out any knots. And it's good to do after just to keep everything loose as a cool down. This is the other thing that I told you always gets me stopped when I'm going through security at the airport. This is a Theragun. This is the G2. I know that they have so many different versions of these now. I got this one when these first came out. I bring this with me to the meet because sometimes you never know if something starts hurting. It's always just in case. I may need it if something's tight, if I have a knot, whatever. It's a massage gun. It's loud. It's obnoxious. The newer ones are a lot better, but I paid a lot of money for this, so I'm bringing my loud, obnoxious gun with me. Not mandatory, but a good thing to have. For my gym bag, I've brought these to meets, but I've never had to use them. These are my Gainz Sports Gear grips. Now, these are good for deadlifting. I also use them for if I'm in the gym and my hands are fried from deadlifting. If I'm doing accessory work, sometimes I'll put these on, and they're basically just like Versa grips, but they're a lot cheaper, and I like that this has a wider pad for the hand than the Versa grips do. I've had these for probably a couple years now, at least a couple years. They're not tearing, they're not breaking, and I have used these to rack pull 550 pounds. So I know guys that use these and they haven't torn. Great investment, and you can use them for accessory work. doing your pull downs, anything you have to grab a bar, you can use these. Something else that I always bring with me to the meets and to the gym is a pair of collars. I do this because, again, especially in a time crunch for a meet, but also at the gym, sometimes you can't find collars, or the ones that they have there are crap. So I just like to bring my own, not necessary, but over the years, these are things that I've found that have helped make my life easier and also help cut down on my time at the gym because I'm not walking around looking for stuff. I also have a hip circle. I bring this to help warm up my hips and to help wake up my glutes. So this is for leg day, but I always keep it in my bag because I don't want to take it out and then I end up forgetting. Meat bag and gym bag. These right here may look like the dumbest thing ever, but if you've seen on Instagram where I always have these neon green things on my legs, these are called suit slickers, but we use them as raw lifters to help get our knee sleeves on. Why are you putting your knee sleeves that tight? Because I want all the protection I can get. You put these on and then it helps to slide your sleeves up your knees. So if you have big calves, you need to get these. I don't have big calves, but because my calves are smaller, it helps me get into a size small knee sleeve, but they're still hard to get up. So sometimes I'll just use my sock. I've burned the skin off my finger doing that. This just makes things a lot easier. And in case you don't have knee-high socks or pants on, you can get your sleeves up with these. These are like 15 bucks on Lifting Large, I believe, is where I get them from. So everybody always talks about like, oh, I can't get my knee sleeves on. I can't get my sleeves on. You won't have that problem if you have these. Now, I showed you my knee wraps. Those are for if I'm competing in wraps, which is also called Classic Raw, or it's called Classic, or Raw with wraps. But if I'm competing in sleeves, these are the sleeves that I compete in. I have used these sleeves forever. I had my first pair probably for about 3 years. And the only thing that happens is the inside seam kind of starts tearing a little bit, like stretching out. But other than that, I haven't had any issues. These are probably one of the most popular brands, and it's because they're accepted across all federations. So the equipment that I buy, I keep that in mind. There's some stuff, like I said, I get just for training, but these are my competition knee sleeves. These are my Gainz Sports Gear sleeves, and I like these because they actually have silicone on the inside. So a lot of people will have issues whenever they're sweating or when they start squatting, their sleeves will start rolling down their leg or start sliding down. These do not slide because of the silicone on the inside. Ladies, sports bra. When you are packing for a meet, they ask to see your underclothes. So guys as well, bring your underwear, which I'm not showing y'all, or you can go commando. You don't have to wear underwear, but I wear underwear. Bring your underwear. Ladies, bring your sports bra. They will want to check it, and there are now rules about not being able to have padding in them. So make sure if you have a sports bra that has padding, this one does, that it has this little opening where you can take the padding out, because otherwise you'll have to cut it or find another sports bra. Knee-high socks. You cannot deadlift without knee-high socks on. Point blank, period. Don't ask. Don't try to come with some crew socks. Knee-high all the way up. Main reason is if the bar scrapes against your leg and you're bleeding, we don't want your blood on the bar getting on other people. You have to have knee-high socks. Color doesn't matter, brand doesn't matter, but always knee-high socks. Meet day. Don't have to have them in the gym. I still wear them in the gym though, just because I don't want my legs beat up. Meet day, T-shirts. I say with an S because it's a long day. I personally like to change. Some people don't. They stay gross and sweaty all day. But I like to have options because you never know what's going to happen. So you may have one for the meet and then one to change in after. You may have one for squats and then another one for bench. whatever you want to do, but you have to have a t-shirt on for squats. Have to, mandatory, squats and bench. Singlet. This is a singlet, our little onesie. This is my singlet. This is our team, Relentless Power Systems, had these made with Nightmare Muscle. And I compete in the USPA. They don't care what brand you use. I love my Fed. They have an approved vendors list, but like your belt, there are certain specs that your equipment has to meet. Your belt has to have certain specifications, but they just updated the rules. So now you don't have to have a certain brand for your singlet, and I love it. Getting to the end, guys, shoes. Both bags, depending on what I'm training, but squats and bench, I use heeled shoes. Bench, it depends. Sometimes I'll wear heel shoes, sometimes I'll wear tennis shoes. But at a meet, 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing these. And if you squat in flats, then that's fine. There's no particular shoe or brand that you have to have. But I have a pair of shoes for squats. I have a pair of shoes for deads. If you are a power lifter, your deadlift shoes should be flat, period. I'm gonna get into that another day, but flats. Wrestling shoes, it doesn't matter. You can find whatever. Boxing shoes, just make sure they're flat. Last but not least, actually I have 2 more things. Elbow sleeves, meet or the gym. When I'm bench pressing, I hate wearing them because I feel like they help me and then I take them off and I feel naked. But for squatting, by the end of the training cycle, these are a must because my elbows are usually on fire. So I wear elbow sleeves to squat, and sometimes I wear them for bench, but not often. And how funny this is last. This is my tripod. Of course you have to have a tripod. I'm not walking around trying to stack plates to be able to set up my perfect angle for my PR I'm about to hit. Tripods are all over the place. I have clients that I tell when they first start with me, if you don't have one, go get it. If I'm coaching you online and I can't tell from the angle that you're sending your videos, if you're hitting depth or if something's off with your technique, we're just wasting our time. Tripods are like 20 bucks. Get one, post your selfies, take nice videos, whatever. But for my athletes, it's a must. And that is it. That is everything in my bag. I can think of a couple other things that you'll want to have. Pre-workout, if you don't take it before, but definitely at a meet to maintain your caffeine levels so you don't crash at the end. ID at a competition because they do want to see that when you weigh in. Openers, I'm going to get into all that later. That's meet day prep, that's separate. But for the most part, except for this stuff specifically for comp, my singlets, and that's about it, actually. This is what I have in my bag. Now y'all see why my suitcase has wheels on it? I'm not carrying all that stuff. Thanks for tuning in for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're just getting started and you had questions about what you should pack in your bag, I hope this helped you out. Leave comments below if there's any brands that you specifically like or if you have any questions. Subscribe to this video and turn on your notifications so you can know when I post more. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye.